disappeared. Hello and welcome back to Girl Ascending. I'm Sadie and today we're going to continue our journey through looking at the lunar cycle. So we've moved away now from the dark moon and the new moon and we're coming now into the waxing moon phases. So these comprise of 3 phases. So we have the waxing crescent moon, the waxing first quarter moon and the waxing gibbous moon. And each of these moons move us through the path of the waxing moon phases. So during the new moon, we've obviously been setting our intentions, deciding what we want to manifest and focus on for the month. So as we're coming into the waxing crescent phase, we can see that there is a greater degree of reflected light from the sun onto the moon's surface. So this is a period of expansion and of growth. And it's really about putting the action behind your intentions. And it's also a really great time to want to think about being resourceful. So a lot of us can feel quite stuck sometimes. You know, we'll have a goal or an idea, but we won't be quite sure exactly how we're going to get there. We can see where we are now, see where we want to get to, but we're not quite sure how to bridge that gap. And the energy of the waxing crescent moon really encourages us to look at what is already in our life and see how we can use that to manifest and get closer to our goals. So there could be people in your life, places, opportunities that are already available to you. For example, if you have a specific career shift in mind or job, perhaps you already know someone that works there or someone with a connection to a company that you really admire. If you're single and perhaps you want to try and make new friends or potentially meet a new partner, is there anyone already in your social circle who could arrange something, either a meet-up with a few different people, or perhaps there is one particular individual they think could be right for you. So there's already loads in our life that we can look to help us to move forward, and this is a time in the lunar cycle where we want to focus on that. Now, for some people, they may think, well, I don't know how to be resourceful because I don't have any time. I'm in an area where I don't know anyone. I'm a single parent. I've got other responsibilities. I've got other dependents. I don't have time to be looking around to other people or other places in my area to help me. And that's totally fine. So what we want to do instead is look for other ways we can be resourceful. So looking online, reading, listening to podcasts. Because the key really is that we want to be motivating ourselves to get out of our comfort zone and to look around us. So either that could be things that do exist in your life already, and you know, this could be things that you've never even really thought of before, so don't be afraid to really examine what's in your life already. Or it could just be, you know, getting on Google or Bing or whatever your search engine of choice is and just discovering, right, you know, there must be a path to getting what I want. How can I take those first steps? So we want expansion, growth and resourcefulness. And then what we also want to keep in mind as well is that with the waxing crescent moon, we don't want to lean too far into limiting beliefs. Obviously we've talked before about how blocks can sometimes come up when you're doing work with the lunar phases because it can feel uncomfortable as energies shift. But we want to make sure that we are going into things with an open heart and an attitude of gratitude, because the more we are grateful for what's already in our life and the opportunities we have available to us, the more we can connect with that energy of abundance and call more of it into our life in whatever way we want that to manifest. Okay, so after looking at the energy of the waxing crescent moon, we now want to move forward into the next phase of the waxing lunar cycle, which is the waxing first quarter moon. And during this part of the cycle, we are going to start to see coincidences and serendipity that are letting us know that we are on the right path. So this is really where the building blocks of that moon energy are going to start to become apparent to us. And sometimes it can be a bit confusing, a bit disconcerting. So we really want to be writing those down and seeing, you know, where we're putting our energy, where our focus is going and that energy is flowing and how it's then manifesting. So this is a time where we want to be having that balance of outward energy and inward energy, because the moon has now the reflected light of the sun. It's getting bigger, we can see more of it in the sky, so we really want to feel that creative expansion in ourselves and being more connected to the outer world around us and the feedback that it's giving us in terms of how we want to move forward with our goals and the path that we are on to achieving them. And then as we're coming into the last phase of the waxing lunar cycle, which is the waxing gibbous moon, we can start to feel that sort of hint of full moon energy potential. Obviously, if you're not following the lunar cycle closely enough and you just look in the sky, sometimes during the waxing gibbous phase it can look like the moon is already full, but we are not quite there yet, but there can be some similar energy shifts. So this is a time where you should really be at a height of action and energy. You know, the moon is helping us with all that light to give us that illumination to really see where we're going, see what the right path is for us, be full of ideas, real creativity in order to help us then move forward to achieve what we want. But the balance of that is that it can also feel a very frenetic, very tiring time. Sometimes we can feel that we've got insomnia, that we just can't sleep because we've got all this build-up of energy. So we really want to be mindful of that and making sure that we are using this added energy, this gift to us from the waxing gibbous moon, but at the same time that we're kind of wanting to be a little bit calm and not allowing ourselves to fall into that negative, listless, frenetic energy either. So thank you very much for joining me today to talk about the waxing moon phases, and join me next time when we will be looking at probably the most well-known phase of the moon, which is of course the full moon. So I will see you then. Bye!